Hey, good morning, everyone. Today, or afternoon, sorry. Today we're going to be talking about Renthop and open listings and just another way to get more people into your sphere, get some rental clients hopefully rented, and to potentially start building more relationships with people. You know, one of the most important things that we can do is always be prospecting. And the more people that are in our network, the more people that we are going to be able to close on not only this year, but also next year or the following year and kind of down the road. So don't only see it as one rental. Again, for anyone who does sales, maybe you say, oh, you don't make that much money with rentals and stuff like that. But in the end, you can actually make very good money and have customers for life, which is one of the great things about this business. So we're going to start by talking about open listings. And, you know, what are open listings, right? Open listings, as the name implies, are ones that are kind of open. No one company or agent is given the exclusive to the property. Many times, these are larger buildings and oftentimes owned by larger landlords, but that's not to say there aren't individual owners or small management companies that also have open listings. Usually, the landlords or owners will distribute via an email list, a physical list that you pick up in their office, maybe some websites. Again, they often advertise on StreetEasy and OLR, and we're going to talk about kind of how to find some of these on OLR. And the thing to remember is that, again, you're not being given the exclusive to advertise these on any, let's say mainstream real estate website like StreetEasy, right? You can't just put it up on StreetEasy because usually the owner's doing it themselves, or they might give one company the ability to advertise their open listing rentals, right? But what we can do is advertise in some other third-party websites like Renthop, Craigslist, Facebook, things like that, to try to get customers to then show that property and others too, as well as to try to convert into rental clients that we're actually working with. So again, where do you find open listing rentals, right? OLR is one of the easiest, and there's actually a button that helps you find open listing rentals. You can find them on StreetEasy. You can look on Renthop and see what other agents are advertising and try to kind of backtrack from there and find out those management companies. The same thing with Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com. Really, anywhere is a great place to find them, right? Walking around a neighborhood, you might see a big building, right? Across the street from us is 55 Thompson, which is an open listing rental building owned by Sky Management. So no matter what you're doing, you can really find these in a bunch of different places. Now, there are a couple terms that I want to go over, which I think differentiate certain, standard language that's used both internally here in the brokerage community, as well as with, generally with customers and things like that. So there's a term that's thrown around a lot called OP, right? OP means owner pays. And what that means is that the management company or owner is willing to pay a fee to any agent or brokerage who brings a tenant who is qualified and signs a lease for the specific listing. Many times, this is a 1-month fee, right? And it's usually paid to us between 30 and 60 days after the move-in date, right? They can take a little bit of time to pay. It's not like the case of a rental customer that you're working with who's paying us a fee where they would pay at the move-in, right? Or sorry, at the lease signing. So OP listings are the only listings that you can advertise as a fully no-fee listing, right? Because we are being paid our fee, again, usually 1 month, from the owner or the management company, whoever it is. This allows us to post on Renthop, Craigslist, or Facebook as, again, a no-fee listing and to be able to collect a fee from the potential customer. Sorry, from the management company, I apologize. There's another term called open listings, which are also listed on websites like OLR as collect your own fee, right? This is more of an internal broker term, and collect your own fee means that the listing agent or the management company's agent is being paid by the management, and they are kind of putting that out to you as a broker to say, if you rent this, you can collect whatever fee you want from the tenant. In these cases, we usually charge between 1 month and 15% of a year's rent for these listings. And oftentimes you want to post it on Renthop as a 1-month fee or a low fee, and that way you'll get more hits on it, right? And again, in the case of a collect your own fee, you have to collect a fee for Wyker from the tenant, right? Now, there's a difference in public-facing sites like StreetEasy, right? StreetEasy will have listings on there that says no fee. And no fee on StreetEasy means that the broker management is being paid by the owner. And it does not mean that there is a fee for the tenant who is coming with a tenant's broker, right? It does not mean that if you bring a tenant, you're gonna be paid a fee, or in this case, that your client won't have to pay a fee, right? So whenever you see no fee on StreetEasy, it could be a management company posting, or it could be a broker posting. And so it's important to distinguish between those two, right? Any no fee on StreetEasy, it doesn't necessarily mean that you as an agent can post it on Renthop, right? Because it could be someone's exclusive. At the same time, your customer might see something on StreetEasy that says no fee, when in reality, if they're working with you and you rent them the apartment, they do have to pay you a fee, right? And so make sure that you're confirming with the listing agent or management company if they're paying an OP or not, right? If it's not being paid, then you have to see these no fee as collect your own fee listings when you bring a tenant. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. I'm happy to go over it. Again, these terminology and different terminology for us as agents versus consumers who might be going to a site like StreetEasy can get a little confusing. But the biggest thing is that what we're looking at are OP listings and open listings, right? Again, no fee is a term that really is in relationship to the tenant themselves, not for your customers. Okay, so where are the best places to find open and OP listings, right? OLR tends to be one of the best. The second is the management company's website. And the third, and actually I think the most accurate, are going to be eBlasts. And what an eBlast is a list of availabilities that are sent out by a management company or an owner showing what they have available. Because not everyone updates OLR every day, some listings that are up there could be out of date. And so my recommendation when you're working with open listings and when you're working with a lot of rental customers is at the beginning to sign up for as many eBlasts as you can, right? Because that means you're going to be getting up-to-date information directly from the management company versus having to wait for the management company to post on OLR to then get to you, right? It kind of takes out one level of that. That's not to say what's on OLR is inaccurate, but the eBlasts, which again tend to come out every day, maybe they update OLR 2 to 3 times a week, who knows what it is, can be more up to date. So again, how do we find them on OLR, right? So what we can do is we can do a rental search. And again, we'll go through kind of doing this live together in a moment. You choose a neighborhood, put in a price range. Again, I usually put mine in between $1,000 and $5,000. Under concessions, check off owner pays. And under listing source type, check off open listings only, or marketable listings only. Again, we're going to kind of go through how to do that specifically on OLR, right? So we will go to search, listings, pick our borough. I'm going to do Manhattan here. Let's do rentals. Click there. Here's where I can pick my neighborhood. Let's do Chelsea. Let's do from 1 to 5,000. And right, that's the only information I have to put in. I can choose a size. Again, if I'm working with a customer, everyone choose a size. In this case, I want to keep it open. I want to get a sense of what's out there. And under status, I'm just going to pick active. Under concessions, I'm going to start by picking OP, because then we can see the listings that are an owner pays, or we could advertise them as a no fee listing and not collect anything from the tenant. And here on the right, I'm going to pick open listings only, right? Because that's going to take out exclusives. I'm going to run search. Right, so right now there's one, right? This market is not one where there are a lot of OP listings right now. Again, that's not to say there aren't, but maybe in different neighborhoods we'll find more. In this case, Lazarian Properties is the owner of this rental building. They are offering a concession here of an OP of 1 month, and they're also offering free rent 1 month on a 12-month lease, right? So this is a listing that I could potentially post on Renthop, advertise it as $41.95 for full service studio, and I could put this up as a no fee listing, right? Because I can confirm here there's an OP. So if I go back to that search page, And if I unselect owner pays and run the search again, I'm going to find that there are actually 69 listings, right? So there are a lot more listings that are open listings, right? One that I can collect my own fee from the tenant, again, maybe a month, maybe a little bit more if I can, and also potentially advertise on websites like Renthop to get customers to work with, right? And so again, if I do listed, we can kind of see the most recent things. So here we'll get a sense of the different management companies and the different places that are advertising things, right? So Atlantic Development Group, Kyola Real Estate Group, Avalon Bay Communities, Related, Aquilius Management, Fetner, right? Atlantic Development Group. These are all different building owners, right? Stonehenge Management and stuff like that. These are all different management companies that have listings where I can bring my tenant and charge the tenant a fee when I rent the property, right? And so one of the best things that you can do at the beginning is to start to get a sense of all the different management companies that are out there and try to sign up for their e-blast lists. And what I do here is I go under landlord and I'll search by landlord, and that way we'll put it in alphabetical order by the landlord of the building, right? Let's give it a second. Hopefully it does it. Let's try again. Let's do this again. Sorry. There we go. Okay. So it's going to sort it by management company, right? So here we have UDR, right? And we're going to keep going down. Stonehenge, right? And we can see Stonehenge has a couple of listings. Related is going to have a bunch of listings. Lazarian, Fetner. Again, we can get a sense of all these different management companies. Now, one of the things that I recommend doing is, again, starting to sign up for these people's distribution list, right? And here's, again, what I checked off. I put in a price range, status active, concession owner pays or not. Again, in this case, there's only one owner pays, so I took that off, and open listings only. So what you can do is you can find open landlords and ask to be added to their distribution list. I can add you to a list of many in Manhattan that we have, and just send me an email and I'll add you to the list I have of open listing landlords, right? From there, you can go and you can request to be added to their distribution list. A lot of this at the beginning is legwork, right? Finding the landlords, finding how they give out their listings, signing up for the list, filtering through who the best ones to post are and things like that. And so what I recommend is send a bunch of emails to start getting on the e-blast list, right? Hi, this is Jason with Weicker Properties. I want to see if I could be added to your rental distribution list. I work with a number of renters in the area. Thanks so much, right? Copy and paste this, send it to 10, 20, 30, 100 different management companies. So you start getting these, you can get a sense of different things that are out there in the market. The next step after you have this information is to put these on third-party real estate websites, right? And the ones that I recommend, and the one that I recommend is Renthop. And we're going to go into a little bit more detail about Renthop, but there are other places out there, right? There's Craigslist, Instagram, Facebook, there are different things you can do to post these based on your social media and kind of where you have contacts and information out there and stuff like that. So again, we're going to go into Renthop a little more specifically now. So what is Renthop, right? Renthop is a third-party website which allows us to post our exclusive or open listing rentals in order to rent them or find clients to work with. Right now, it is the most effective site out there for posting these open listing rentals. And some of our agents in the summer months do 10+ month rentals a month from Renthop, right? It's a great way to find new customers to work with, right? And that is the #1 goal of our business, right? Is to fill up our prospects. Renthop is a great way to start getting more prospects to work with. And for some people who've been doing this for a few years, these renters can turn into buyers down the road, right? So again, it's not only good to start making money now, you can also get referrals from people that you rent to off Renthop if they like working with you. But these renters either rent other things or might end up buying something down the road. So again, what should you post, right? Look at inexpensive apartments at each level, cheap studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, places with a free month, right? Something you can put in the description. Additional incentives, reduce security potentially, outdoor space, right? Those tend to get a lot of hits. Things with character, things that, again, in great locations, those are ones where you are likely to get more hits, right? Versus posting a $6,000 one bedroom, on 10th Avenue, right? If you post a $6,000 three bedroom, you're probably going to get more hits, right? Think of what people who are looking for apartments are really looking for. Again, the pricing, and our suggestion is to at least start with the Pro Silver. Basically, for 50 credits, it's about $70 a month. For 400 credits, it's about $150 a month. And for 600 credits, it's $199 a month. These credits will allow you to post listings, and I think it's about 2 credits per post. So you either get 75, 200, or 300 posts per month of listings. So there are a lot of things, right? Renthop is great because they offer a training either in person or over Zoom every week, and they will help you to figure out what to post and what to put up to get more hits and to increase your Renthop score, right? So a few really key tips about Renthop. Number one, you should have 30 ads up at one time to increase your success. It is both a numbers game, and if you have 30 up, it seems like you're more into the rental market, and so people are more likely to see your ads. Respond to people within 5 minutes, right? Like any lead that you get, the faster you respond, the better your metrics will go up on the system, and the more likely you are to close with that person. The other thing is you want to show them the property as soon as you can, right? It's extremely important to get people out fast. Why? Because in this rental market and in any rental market, people tend to be moving within a few weeks or even a few days. And if you don't take them to show a property, they will find someone else who will show it to them, right? So you want to take them out as soon as you can. Your score also goes up on Renthop if you take your own photos. And again, some of these management companies, like Centennial Properties, let you go in and take photos, right? You can pick up the keys from their office, go and take photos and post them yourself. Others, we kind of have to use stock photos and whatnot. But what you can do is you can supplement the stock photo by putting in some photos of the neighborhood, putting in some photos of attractions nearby, and that will also boost your score. Again, think of what people would want to rent, right? Again, do more people want a $6,000 one bedroom or 2 bedroom or 3 bedroom, right? So find things that are affordable and good value, and you'll get way more hits. So again, after you do that, take out the client, do the deal, right? Remember to follow up. Remember to get feedback from them, right? Go back and watch the post that we have about how to work with a rental client, right? The great thing is that any questions about documentation or what's required or how to apply, go directly to the management company, right? Or the owner. Again, once everything is done, we'll help with the OP invoices. And again, for any OP in, there aren't too many out there right now, unfortunately, but we are doing some collect your own fee deals and collecting a month from the tenant, right? One of our agents, new to the business, within the first month, did one of these up in Chelsea. So and we collected the fee from the tenant, so they actually got paid faster. So again, if you do the cost benefit analysis here, right? $140 for 2 months if you do one rental in 2 months, right? And we're hoping that you'll do more, or at least you'll get a couple customers if you don't do it off the first place that you advertise. If it's a $2,000 rental, even if you're at a 50-50 split, you're making $860, right? Pretty good return. And many people do multiple months. The best part, no referral fee due, right? We have other sources of you to get rental clients like the Weicker Rental Network, but there are referrals due on that. So again, a great investment in you and a way to make money. So again, just a reminder about rental documentation. I'm not going to go into full detail about this here, but it's good to let people know about this up front. And again, when you do get a rental client, remember, there are 4 documents that you need to get signed from them, right? There's 5 documents. The rental disclosure form, the fair housing disclosure form, the tenant registration fee agreement, the RESPA disclosure that tells them that we have a insurance company, as well as the oh god, what's the last one? The wire fraud notice, right? To let them know that wire fraud can happen and whatnot. And all of these can be found in SkySlope, right? So if you go into my.weicker.com, then go into Weicker Tools, open up SkySlope. If you do that, you can then find the forms. And I'm going to show how to do that right now, right? So we go to my.weicker.com. We'll click here on the bottom left into Wiper Tools. We'll then go into Sky Slope. And again, what we're going to do is go here into Apps to the left of your name. Sorry. That should say Forms. Here we go. This is what we want to be. So I want to be in Forms, right? So again, what I can do is I can create a new file, and I'm representing the tenant here. So I'm going to click on Tenant, put in their name, Jane Doe, put in their email address. Is there a property yet? No, right? Because I'm taking them out as a rental customer. I'm going to name it after the primary client. And we're going to go into NYC lease tenant, right? So I'm going to check off there and hit create. Now, this will allow me to create an envelope through my forms to send to Jane, right? To get all these signed right up front. Again, either at or before the first showing. So again, the RESPA disclosure, the 2 fair housing and agency disclosure, the wire fraud notice, and the tenant registration fee agreement, right? Those are the 5 things that you need to get signed kind of as you're starting out working with a potential rental client. So I can either download these if I want to print them out and bring them with me, or I can fill and sign them here in the system and email it over to her, right? So again, the property, we're going to leave blank, date in there, today. Bradford United JC Power. What new properties? Represent the tenant as the tenant's agent. Tenant. Just going down. Yeah, if you're fully logged in, which I'm not right now, these should fill out for you pretty easily. Okay. Looking for. Okay. And again, they can fill all this out once you send it to them. Okay. And so I can send this. So Jane needs to sign. Right? And it's going to send it to Jane directly. Once it goes into DigiSign. Right, and we can just confirm that everything's in there where they need to sign, right? So Jane needs to sign here, that's already in the form. Jane needs to sign here, it's already in the form. Jane needs to sign here. Should be in the form. Gotta get them to fix this. That should already be in there. Wire fraud, it's already in there. Again, she can fill all this stuff out. When you send it to her, she's gonna sign, date her name. There we go, right? And I can just send it, boom, right here, send. And it's gonna go to Jane. And again, I'm not going to save it. But again, all these forms can be sent here the same way you would send it to a potential buyer you're working with. And the great thing is that it's already in the DigiSign system. Anything else? Nope, that's it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time. Happy to answer any questions that you have. And I'm going to stop the recording.